Section 210.12b of the National Electrical Code addresses arc fault circuit interrupter, or AFCI protection. It's essential to understand its specific requirements to ensure electrical safety and code compliance. In the situation described, the question revolves around whether a laundry circuit requires AFCI protection simply because it's accessible from a bedroom without a physical door separating the two spaces. According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Section 210.12b, AFCI protection is mandatory for all 120-volt, single-phase, 15 and 20-ampere branch circuit supplying outlets or devices installed in specific locations within a dwelling unit. These locations include bedrooms, family rooms, dining rooms, living rooms, parlors, libraries, dens, sunrooms, recreation rooms, closets, hallways, or similar rooms or areas. The key here is to carefully examine a list of locations requiring AFCI protection and determine if a laundry area fits into any of those categories. A laundry area, by its typical function and characteristics, is generally not considered to be a bedroom, family room, dining room, living room, parlor, library, den, sunroom, recreation room, closet, or hallway. Therefore, under normal circumstances, a laundry circuit wouldn't be subject to the AFCI protection requirements outlined in Section 210.12b solely based on its function. The inspector's concern appears to stem from the fact that the laundry area is accessible from the bedroom without a physical door. However, the code doesn't explicitly state that a physical door is required to delineate spaces for AFCI protection purposes. The presence or absence of a door is not the determining factor. What matters is the intended use and characteristics of the space itself. It's crucial to emphasize that the code focuses on the specific areas listed, and a laundry area isn't one of them. It's important to note that there could be specific local amendments or interpretations of the National Electrical Code that might influence this determination. However, based on the standard National Electrical Code language, the laundry circuit doesn't require AFCI protection in this scenario. To address the situation, firstly, calmly and clearly explain to the inspector that Section 210.12b doesn't include laundry areas in a list of locations requiring AFCI protection. Secondly, emphasize that the absence of a physical door between the bedroom and laundry area doesn't automatically trigger the AFCI requirement for the laundry circuit. Thirdly, provide a copy of Section 210.12b from the National Electrical Code to the inspector for reference. It's always helpful to have the relevant code section readily available to support your argument. Fourthly, if the inspector remains unconvinced, politely request clarification on their interpretation of the code. Ask them to specifically point out the section or amendment that mandates AFCI protection for the laundry circuit in this situation. Fifthly, if the inspector's explanation is still unclear or seems to contradict the National Electrical Code, consider contacting the Chief Electrical Inspector or the local authority having jurisdiction for further clarification and guidance. It's essential to follow the proper channels to resolve any disputes or differing interpretations. It's worth noting that some jurisdictions may have additional requirements or amendments to the National Electrical Code that are more stringent. Therefore, it's always advisable to consult with the local authority having jurisdiction to ensure full compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Now let's delve deeper into the specific aspects of AFCI protection and the National Electrical Code. An arc fault circuit interrupter, or AFCI, is a device designed to protect against fires caused by arcing faults in electrical wiring. Arcing faults can occur when damaged, loose, or corroded wiring creates an unintended electrical discharge, generating heat that can ignite nearby combustible materials. AFCI breakers are designed to detect these arcing faults and quickly shut off the circuit, preventing a fire from starting. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a widely adopted standard for safe electrical installation and maintenance. It's published by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and updated every 3 years to reflect the latest advancements in electrical safety. The NEC provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical wiring, overcurrent protection, grounding, and other essential aspects of electrical systems. Section 210.12 of the NEC specifically addresses AFCI protection requirements in dwelling units. As previously mentioned, it mandates AFCI protection for specific locations, including bedrooms, family rooms, and other similar areas. The purpose of AFCI protection is to enhance electrical safety and reduce the risk of fire in these areas, where people are more likely to be present and potentially vulnerable. When interpreting the NEC, it's crucial to consider the specific language used and the intent behind the code requirements. The NEC is not always perfectly clear or unambiguous, and interpretations can sometimes vary. However, the general principle is to follow the code's intent to ensure the safety of people and property. In the case of the laundry area accessible from the bedroom, the absence of a physical door shouldn't automatically trigger the AFCI requirement. The focus should be on the function and characteristics of the laundry area itself. If the laundry area is clearly defined as a separate space with its own distinct purpose, it shouldn't be considered part of the bedroom or other areas requiring AFCI protection. It's also important to consider the potential for nuisance stripping of AFCI breakers. AFCI breakers can sometimes be sensitive and trip due to normal electrical activity, such as the operation of certain appliances or electronic devices. Unnecessary tripping of AFCI breakers can be inconvenient and disruptive, and it can also lead to a loss of power to essential equipment. Therefore, it's important to carefully select and install AFCI breakers that are appropriate for the specific application and to minimize the potential for nuisance tripping. Furthermore, it's essential to ensure that all electrical work is performed by qualified and licensed electricians who are familiar with the NEC and local codes. Proper installation and maintenance of electrical systems are crucial for ensuring safety and preventing electrical hazards. In conclusion, the situation described doesn't appear to warrant AFCI protection for the laundry circuit based on the standard interpretation of NEC Section 210.12b. The absence of a physical door between the bedroom and laundry area is not the determining factor. The key is to focus on the function and characteristics of the laundry area itself. However, it's always advisable to consult with the local authority having jurisdiction to ensure full compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Always prioritize safety and follow the guidance of qualified professionals. It is also important to remember to check for local amendments of the NEC, as they may be different than the national standard. These amendments can include stricter requirements that would require the laundry circuit to be AFCI protected. To reiterate, firstly, confirm the specific requirements of Section 210.12b of the NEC. Secondly, emphasize that the absence of a door does not automatically trigger the AFCI requirement. Thirdly, if necessary, escalate the issue to the Chief Inspector for clarification. Fourthly, always prioritize safety and adhere to the final decision of the local authority having jurisdiction. It's also worth mentioning that the placement of outlets near the walkway between the bedroom and laundry area is not a factor in determining the need for AFCI protection on a laundry circuit. The proximity of an AFCI protected outlet in the bedroom to an outlet on the laundry circuit does not extend the AFCI requirement to the laundry circuit. The AFCI requirement is based on the location of the outlet being served, not its proximity to other outlets. To summarize, the inspector's interpretation seems to be an overreach of the AFCI requirements outlined in the NEC. While ensuring electrical safety is paramount, it's also important to adhere to the specific requirements of the code and avoid imposing unnecessary restrictions. By following the steps outlined above, you can effectively address the situation and ensure compliance with the applicable codes and regulations.